Hello everyone, Rituro here from Toronto Thumbs with a review of Jagged Alliance Flashback. Your eyes are not deceiving you. We have yet another Jagged Alliance reboot on our hands. It hasn't even been 3 years since 2012's Back in Action and its expansion, Crossfire, landed on our hard drives, and we could debate for hours whether or not those were worthy reboots, but we'll leave that debate for another time. We're also less than a year into Jagged Alliance Online, the free-to-play version currently out on Steam, which means Flashback is the 4th Jagged Alliance game in 3 years. That's what we call congestion, folks. Still, enough of you out there went to Kickstarter and gave Copenhagen's Full Control the funds to make this 1980s themed retro romp. Now, if you want to see footage from the alpha, my gameplay videos can be found here. Now, I want to stress what you're about to watch is the complete, released, ready to buy on Steam version, so let's look at it right now.
Damn cunt! A knife never runs out of ammo! Way to go!
Oh, it's critical in the gut. Our dear friend Dirty Outs. And we done here.
Done? That was quick.
Those of you who know me will know I don't put much stock in a game's graphics. If it plays well, I'm not overly concerned with how it looks. In Jagged Alliance Flashback, the color palette and model design make me think the developers were going for a Team Fortress 2-esque reimagining of the series, a vibrant art style that eschews super realism for a more fun look. It works, in a sense, though going below the highest graphic settings takes the game into noticeably ugly territory. But Rituro, I hear you saying, you just said you'd overlook the graphics if the game played well. Yeah, about that. Yes, this is a turn-based tactical strategy game, so points there for at least keeping the core concept of the Jagged Alliance series intact in Flashback. Once you push past that, though, there are some serious issues with the game. Let's start with the big one. Enemy AI. Suicide rushes, not taking actions, cowering in a corner, and not responding to being stabbed repeatedly. The shoddy AI does it all and more. And if that wasn't enough, allow me to showcase this lovely little exchange. Oh, not enough to take him out in one shot, though. He's going to regret that, though, methinks.
Enemy! Up to my armpits here, bub.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. Jeez! I'm sorry, with his bare fists, he did as much damage, more damage than my pistols? That's right. Static was punched to death. With more force than the shotgun blast he fired initially. And Static was wearing armor on his head, chest, and legs. Yeah, that seems legit. Or, you know, not. Finally, I'm not in love with the fixed view camera. You can rotate the camera only to 4 set angles. Not good when dealing with narrow corridors. And the zoom rolls back and forth on an angle instead of straight up and down. Meaning getting the exact look you want in combat is either difficult or impossible. Considering your cursor placement determines weapon aim, either head, torso, or legs, fighting the camera to get the exact view you want is an annoyance at best, and a hindrance at worst. Alright, so the camera's less than stellar, and the combat is problematic. Surely the story must be alright. I mean, Jagged Alliance has always subscribed to the Legend of Zelda style of plot. Hit all the same points every single time, with the only variation being how you get from point A to B to C and so forth. Makes life easier for the developers, and it keeps the fans happy because they know what they're gonna get. So what could possibly go wrong? Well, the overarching plot in Flashback is Jagged Alliance-y, to be sure. A dictator has cooked up a new drug, is oppressing his people, all the usual items from the bad guy checklist. And things seem to be going okay when you start the tutorial. Your jailbreak of a rebel leader serves as the prequel to the main action. Then the main game starts after the sabotaged rescue chopper crashes. In a nod to Jagged Alliance 2, your first action is to create your mercenary persona, using a series of questions and answers. So far, so good. Once the first level starts, it's just you and the rebel leader as the sole survivors of the chopper crash. Except, where is she? Somehow she's already escaped the enemy soldiers and is on a radio directing the action. How did she manage to do that without getting shot? I understand the whole suspension of disbelief, but really? You couldn't have her, say, pick up a gun and fight as an NPC until the end of the first encounter? Okay then. On top of that, the dialogue from the actual NPCs is a hodgepodge of unsubtle pop culture references and hey, we're in a game self-awareness. Aside from cashing in quests, there's no compelling reason to hold a conversation with the residents of San Hermanos, and even less of a reason to follow the plot. The Jagged Alliance Flashback website claims, and I quote, "More features and content will be added on a regular basis, and together with your feedback and support, we will shape this game to be the best Jagged Alliance game yet." I sincerely hope more shaping will be done with Flashback. What's on the table right now barely plays any better than the unfinished, unpolished alpha. That's not good. Still, there is hope. At the time of recording this review, update 1.0.6 was released by Full Control. Here's hoping that the AI will be reworked into a tactical, enjoyable opponent, and not a circus of face-palming goofs. Oh, and fingers crossed they fixed that whole being punched to death in one turn thing, because that was just stupid. For Toronto Thumbs, this is Rituro.